Dr. Pat, I want you guys, some of you are coming home from work. Your day is starting to wind down a bit if you're on the East Coast. And if you're on the West Coast, you may be putting in a few more hours. But we wanted to hop on this evening, especially after the overwhelming response of women, men, pastors, those that work with children. This is a mandate that I've been given. It all falls up under our one voice mandate because we as a people, the assignment that God has given us, we're serving one God, one people, one voice, and we're using our voice. You notice that on my social media platforms, make your voice count, make your voice create, make your voice deliberate, make your voice intentional, make your voice cry justice, make your voice count. And so you know that we are on a huge all out warfare campaign for our children, and every day it's been startling and completely just, I don't want to say blowing my mind, but so much in the hitting world of what's out there against our children in this whole world of the minor attracted people. So I am bold enough as a woman risk taker. People say, Doc, you better not bother those people. Well, I'm bold enough as a woman risk taker. As you guys know me, you don't work on the border of the Turkey Syria border, on the Syria border with ISIS, and you don't work on the border of Sudan and work on the border, work in Algeria and work in the 1041 and now start being afraid of the devil. And if there's anybody that I want to fight for with everything that's within me, it's the innocence of our children. And so there's so much that's being exposed in our nation right now, with so many things that are being uncovered. We haven't seen the uncovering yet. The next 3 to 4, 5 months, there is so much that's getting ready to be exposed in our nation of things that have been covered up, by FBI, covered up by government officials, covered up by legislated laws and general assemblies, sliding things under the radar. And I really want it to be a wake-up call for people who are called to be the gatekeepers. So we as gatekeepers, I want you to pay attention. I heard someone say this. I didn't coin it. Can't think of the brother's name. Very powerful, but he talked about the weapons of mass distraction. And so one of the things that you'll see, you can't get caught up in distractions right now. I just learned a very powerful lesson in my own camp yesterday. You got to watch when a conversation starts going on and back and forth, because Paul said it. If it's not leading to something that's productive and fruitful, it becomes ideologies and philosophies, and he says avoid it. As a matter of fact, in 1 Timothy 6 verse 20, Paul tells Timothy to guard that which has been entrusted to your care, and he starts telling him, avoid empty, godless chatter. In other words, conversation that's not going to advance the kingdom of God. So some of you guys that are out there on social media going back and forth a lot of times with stuff that's not leading to, and that's the difference if you're being a voice and you're talking about something constructive, but I'm just talking about the chatter that's leading to anything. I'm talking about empty chatter. So don't send me any hate mail. I'm talking about empty chatter that has no voice, no meaning, that's not leading to any type of advocacy in any kind of way. Just people just on there just gossiping and chatting. You don't have time for that. So today, we're going to be on very shortly. Those of you getting home, I'm continuing because I got an overwhelming response of men, women pastors, women that are pastors' wives, women that are school teachers. We are calling all educators. If you are an educator, would you please text me at 310-347-4524. I hope you can put it on the screen. 310-347-4524. And I want to give you tons of materials and information, and I want to continue to expose the darkness, expose their hand, expose their strategies, expose the things that have been uncovered that are some of them are subliminal, but lately they've been pretty overt. So if those of you that did miss last night, so many people like, oh, I didn't get a chance to get the link, I didn't get on. And we we had a platform that was only like for 300, but on the text platform where we can give you the information, it can take 10,000. So I want to say this to everybody that are on my Instagram channel, because this is going to be on Instagram, that's on YouTube and that's on Facebook. I need your info on, and I say this because the time may come that I'm not allowed to continue to bring exposure should they take the channel down? Should they take me down or whatever? I'm not going to stop putting this information out because, you know, for those of you that have followed me for any years at all, we fought for things like the 2 million women that were raped in Congo that were a result of weapons that had been provided by our government. We exposed that and we went in, and you guys remember the Mommy story. We've done things like expose the things in Rwanda with the Rwanda genocide. We've exposed all kinds of things, exposed things in South Sudan where they're just exploiting the people of South Sudan with all the oil there. You know, we've exposed there in Western Sahara when we went out in the Sahara Desert and stayed in the camps with the Polisario Army. We've exposed human trafficking on the border of Thailand and Myanmar, where we stayed in undetonated landmines in the military camps with freedom fighters, with AK-47s and launch missiles, and, you know, fighting for the children and exposing and fighting for the rights of those children. So this is nothing new to us, to expose the underworld of Satan. And the Bible says we're not ignorant of his devices. The Bible says everything that's in the dark shall be brought to light. And this year being the year of the open mouth, this is the year that things are being uncovered. Everybody that's pushing their agenda, this is the year they're coming out with everything. So, you know, there's some things you'll never be able to, no person can legislate the heart of a person. No person themselves can change a person or any kind of vile affections of a person. But what you can do, this is what this is about, is to educate the parents so that the parents can understand, I can't stop it from raining, but it doesn't have to rain on my house, on my child, in my house. So I'm equipping you, educating you. So get ready for the day, guys. Give me a drum roll. We got some incredible things for you today. Every day we're going to try to keep, and you want to continue to get the information. This is what we've done. We put a complete strategy together. Every single morning you'll get a little tiny 3 to 5 minute motivation, because like we need people to stay in this to the long haul. We don't need you to just get upset about it and get excited about it, and you're short fused, or you're short winded, or your commitment is short. And so we need you to be a long runner. We need some marathon runners. We don't need some sprinters, some that are gonna stay this course past election, gonna stay this course past. It's not a trend for you, but people that are finishers, that are gonna fight to the finisher. So we're believing for people who have finishing grace to follow all the way through and to finish, because this battlefront, this front, is for our children. So we have every single morning that little piece to motivate you. A couple of minutes, you wake up in the morning, I'm there to motivate you. It comes to your phone, and in that same piece, you're not getting information all day long, just one time at the top of the day. And in that one little piece that I email to you or text to you are the flyers that you're going to flood over social media for the entire day. Morning, midday, evening. So in the morning, one flyer. Midday, we call it a creating awareness video, which would be just like what I'm sharing with you now, the things I'm going to expose, the things I'm going to reveal. We're going to uncover it. My stretch and my reach is not big enough alone. I need your voice. I need your reach. I need to take your sphere of influence and you be an extension of me. Like, I'm going to pass the baton to you, and then you pass the information on to others. Every mother, every grandmother, every pastor, every human being that cares about children. So we're going to come out of the gate today as you're coming home from work. In order to get this information daily, you need to simply text me at 310-347-4524. We started this whole One Voice movement to be a prayer platform, an evangelistic platform, an information platform to educate people, to inform people of things that's going on globally around the world. And there has been a 60 to 70% rise around the world with child attraction, those that are being attracted to children. For those of us that operate in the spirit, you understand how the enemy operates. We shared on yesterday when something very when transitional leadership is about to take place, when God is about to do something major in the earth, the enemies had learned to try to study the patterns of God. So he goes after innocence. That's why this week we're talking about protecting their innocence, protecting their innocence. Protecting their innocence. He wants that innocence. He wanted them 3 and under in the time with Moses, because Moses was a transitional leader delivering people out of bondage. So when God gets ready to transition his people out of bondage, when God gets ready to do a major global, worldwide shift. It was a major shift in the superpower economy of the day. Egypt was the superpower economy of its time, and there was about to be a major shift. And he raised up Moses to be one who would draw out, that would deliver. But before he could ever get to the place of fulfilling his assignment to deliver the children of Israel, as a baby, as an innocent baby under 3, a decree from a governmental level, a decree operating in a governmental level. I shared this yesterday. You'll start seeing the workings on a high ranking level, a high ranking governmental level. You'll start seeing governmental level activity of pedophilia, governmental level of activity wanting innocence, wanting children, requiring children as a type of a sacrifice. The enemy wants the tender seed, the young seed. If he can cut off the seed, he can cut off future leaders. To kill the seed before it grows. And look at the different ways that he's starting. I need those who have grandchildren and children 3 and under, 5 and under, 10 and under, is 15 and under. Pay attention to my words. I'm not crazy. I need you to not be ignorant of Satan's devices. He's lurking because he knows his time is drawing to an end. So we cut this off in the spirit. We cut it off in the spirit. We cut it off in prayer. We cut it off in raising up our voices to say legislations will not go past us. They will not slide under the radar. So number one, let me just tell you, the North Carolina just passed a legislation that and as I said earlier, once you see things like this, the North Carolina General Assembly just passed a piece of legislation that is saying that if a sex offender comes from another state, he has the right to protest going to another state to protest not having to register from August 1, 2020. Did you hear me? August 1, 2020. I told everybody thought, my God, everything Doc says, this stuff is coming to pass. I said July, August, and particularly September is going to be a major push, a major acceleration. And they're already reporting a major acceleration worldwide to reportings and uncoverings of people attracted to minors. All you got to do is look around at the news. And when I say on a major level, royalty level, governmental level, it's being exposed and it's being uncovered. And so what we're saying is we're protecting our household. The blood post is over the door of our household. Somebody just agree with me. Can I just get some kind of comments today? So here, the North Carolina General Assembly is now saying, and everything that you hear me sharing with you, we have fact checked everything. We're not one of the type of people to just throw stuff out there without doing responsible journalism. That's the road that I wanted to go down. I was on my way to be an anchor. I just knew it. And then eventually foreign correspondence. But God had me he had another plan, not just doing current news, but to do his news, the good news, global news. So I'm so determined to check out, more than one source. So by the time we put it out to you, it's been vetted. So we're going to take you to the source. Our role is to take you to the source. And when we take you to the source and you're looking at the source, you as a responsible parent, teacher, pastor, human being, global citizen, whatever, can make your own decision because the facts are here. So this is individuals registered on August 1st, 2020, whose registration is solely based on a substantially similar determination for an out-of-state or federal conviction of the right to contest the registration requirement and the process provided in the new GS 14-208-12B applies to any person notified of the right to contest registration as a sex offender on or after August 1, 2020. So while all of this is going on and everybody's trying to figure out, should we wear masks, not wear masks, what's going on, where COVID-19 is coming from, and Black Lives Matter, and and yes, these are all things that are legitimate things that we're having to deal with. Look at what the enemy does. My pastor says he throws a rock and hide his hand. So it creates all of this chaos, just like a person is getting ready to rob a bank, and they create all of this over here. While you're looking at this over here, he's over on the other side, like, just completely doing his business. And so what we have to do is say, wait a minute. Somebody's got to sound a trumpet and say, wait a minute, wake up, guys. What's going on? They're trying to ease some stuff up on us. So that was the legislative piece that we want to expose today. The other piece that we want to expose to you today, and please get in touch with me. I will take you to the sites. I will take you to every single place of everything that we're saying. Freely is my passion to pass it on to you. It's my responsibility to pass it on to you. This was now a TED Talks of a particular speaker who is endeavoring to desensitize us and to normalize the behavior of pedophilia. And so there's two schools of thought, and this is the school of thought for the day. This is how they're trying to normalize us. This is, in order for something to be normalized, you got to shift the mind. There must be a mindset shift. There must be a paradigm shift. Shift the way of thinking, because those of us understand, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if I can shift your way of thinking, then I can change the whole culture. So to normalize it, and this is on TED Talks, and some of the pieces that we just saw, you saw that they were a supporter, and I'm going to teach you some of the different emblems and some of the different logos. I'm going to put them on the screen in front of your face today so that you cannot deny what you're looking at. And some of them, I'm a person that likes charms. Some of them are little charms that you would like go and buy, and it's cute. That looks like two little hearts. Looks innocent. Oh my gosh, what's beneath the surface? Just hold on, guys. Jaw dropping. Really? Are you serious? I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the Zoom on yesterday, but we actually showed you the real footage and the real video that's out there that they're allowing to still be up, and they're bringing some things down, talking about religious content. You're bringing down religious content, but you're allowing pedophilia content to be up. Here's the school of thought. A person that is a pedophile, they say, is innocent, a natural orientation towards children. As long as it stays in their mind and it's a fantasy, we must accept them. Only when they commit the act out of their head to violating a child is it now a sex offender. Do I have afterbirth on my forehead? Was I born like this morning? Let me tell you what that means. That's like I have a sweet tooth and say I was born with a sweet tooth. I can't help it. I just have a sweet tooth. My daddy had a sweet tooth. My mama had a sweet tooth. Sweet tooth in our family, whatever. And so I'm expected to have this craving for sugar and sweets, and think about the French, the culinary arts of the French when it comes to the pastries, or go to a bakery, or you think about Cold Stones, and you think about wherever key lime pie, creme brulee, and to put all that in front of me for a person. I don't have to have one. And I don't have a sweet tooth because my mother used to burn cornbread and never made it with making cakes and cookies and that kind of stuff. So we didn't have it in the house. Okay. But to have a sweet tooth and never, ever expect that person, think about it when you're on a diet and you're not supposed to take anything sweet, and you just have a weak day. On this day, I fell off the train and some people, they ate the whole cake or they ate all the cookies. This a weak day. Are you willing for the 1 week day of that person that has this strong attraction to children to keep it in their head and never fulfill it? But the one day they fall off the wagon is the day that they have access to your child, because they no longer have to register. They can contest to register, which means you can't deny hiring certain people when it's reclassified. People, we have to say enough is enough. I'm not judging anybody, but guess what? I got my boxing gloves on when it comes to the children. They will look at us 3 and 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 and 7, 10 years from now, should Jesus tarry, and say, Yaya, where were you when this was happening? Can I please get stopping right now? So that I know I'm not wasting my time, Ashton, can we at least find out, is there anybody out there that believes with me that we can stop this culture transformation of thinking to normalize a behavior that gives them freedom to express their fantasy towards children at the expense of our children and any children? Does anybody with me out there believe that children have a right to have their innocence protected? I'm just going to wait. If you're saying, Doc, I'm with you, they have a right. We can't keep silent. We must do something. We slept on other things. We let grounds be gained. We slept on things. Things were legislated. By the time we woke up, not only was it running start, it was in textbooks. And it comes to children, it's not about an opinion. It's not about what anybody thinks. This means war. This means war. And if we don't do something about it, the only thing that's needed for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing. You cannot normalize evil. You know, God doesn't play when it comes to babies. You want to get on the wrong side on the wrath of God, keep messing with those babies. And I'm saying, look around. How could it be that all of a sudden all of this stuff is being uncovered? And the systems that we have in place, I need you to think about this with me. If things have crept through the system where children have been molested and violated, and not to mention the numbers of kids that have gone missing with the systems in place, you should hear the startling numbers. Then what could it possibly be like without the accountability and check and balance systems? Because with this stuff, it's still gotten past FBI, they're still gotten past prosecutors. So at least there's a restrainer. So we have the power. Power is on our side. We have the power to stop it. We're not talking about just being angry, but taking our passion to a purpose, taking our passion to a strategy, meaning with legislation, number one, with prayer. Can I get 1 million intercessors? Yes, I always think big. I think that there's 1 million parents in the world, 1 million mothers in the world, 1 million grandmothers in the world, 1 million aunties in the world, aunties that have not even had children yet but don't play when it comes to their nieces and nephews, 1 million pastors, 1 million teachers, 1 million people that say, you guys have gone too far. When it comes to the children, the buck stops here. So let's move on. I'm just hoping can I get some response? Am I wasting my time? Should I be going on and doing television programs right now as opposed to stopping and saying, let me hop on, Ashton, so I can let my mothers that are coming from work, my dads that are coming from work, my pastors, people probably sitting around the dinner table, Doc's bringing information. And everything that I'm sharing with you, 310-347-4524, just text, say yes, and you'll get it today. Everything I'm sharing with you, the documents you'll have today, and the North Carolina General Assembly legislations you will have today. Because when you talk to other people, I want you to have all the legitimate documentation. I want you to be an informed intercessor, an informed gap stander. You can't stand in the gap and not have your documents in. I learned that from Apostle Frederick A.C. Price. Know your stuff, get your evidence, fact check, so that when you come out, you're informed and you're intelligent. So next piece, very quick. I said I wasn't going to hold you long. We shared about the TED Talk piece. I want to share that piece with you. Then lastly, let me share with you, because I'm not going to take much of your time, share with your North Carolina General Assembly, share with the normalization of pedophilia and the logos. Okay, if we can put that up on the screen, Ashton. These are some of the logos. Man, is Ashton on it or what? And it's what time of the morning in South Africa? You's about to be a bad something today, Ashton. If you look at the one on the top left, some of you, when we showed the pizza guy with the dangling pizzas from the ceiling with the puppets at the top, any of you all that didn't see the exposure to the pizza party, Don't miss this. People were weeping yesterday. They were like, oh my God, you told us to brace ourselves. I want to get it to you. And when you look at this, share it with other people. You're going to go, can this be happening in America? And on my watch? And then the next thing you're going to ask is, how is this allowed to be up? And the way they have it set up so that when you scroll through, it lures your children in. One little part, he goes, come on in. Let's have some pizza. And think about how many parents that work during the day that because of all of the Uber Eats and the food deliveries, it's very normal now. It's normalized to have food delivered at your door, to have pizza delivered at your door. Nobody would think anything strange about that. But all along through these, the books and through the things that they have online, they've been desensitizing the children and speaking a coded language about pizza and saying, shh, don't tell your parents. Pizza. If you don't have that one and see the actual man in the bathtub, a bathtub of pizza luring children in. What? And then the book says, pizza is so good, you can eat it in a bathtub. And then next thing you know, they're scrolling and a guy's in a bathtub with red water with pizza and telling your children, come on in. No, we're exposing every last bit of it. And I'm saying we pray against it, we war against it, and we expose parents. This one here to the parents, okay? I've done a whole piece called The Miseducation of Parents. The parents are the ones that have been miseducated. We're the ones that have not been informed, okay? One of the emblems that you see at I don't know where it's going to be on your screen, it's my top left. That emblem and that logo is an AKA for a boy lover, for those that are boy lovers. To the very next of it, it is an emblem for little boy lovers. So one is boys and the other one is little boy lovers. And then right up under it, the logo is a child lover. Two little sweethearts for four little sweethearts. Two big, oh, you know what? Look at it, guys. It's two big hearts at the top and two little hearts at the bottom, making up a butterfly. So innocent. Child lover. And remember I told you about watch out for the flyers that say love has no age. Love has no age. Okay, so let me get back right quick. People are blowing my phone up already. They can't wait for me to get off. Like, I want the material now, Pat. The double pink heart. You know what? Doesn't that look like an innocent pendant? And they actually have it. You'll see on the next one, the next slide after this one. I have to go over this one, Ashton. It's actually a pendant. So you could be buying a pendant and your kids can be going online, like where they order little, they have all these sites for little young girls and teenagers to order like jewelry and earrings for little kids. And this could be a pendant that looks like a little innocent thing. But the pendant is a girl lover and it's called child love, girl lover, child love. And then the one at the bottom is an emblem. It's actually the pedophile emblem, the one that's down at the bottom. And you'll see that one on several things. We're going to expose what you see that on. You're like, oh, I didn't know that that's what that meant. And then let's go to the next screen, Ashton. We're going to expose that one on this screen, what that emblem means. The next one. Wow. It's just like, really? Our poor kids. Make sure you do have the second one, Ashton. I'm going to send it on over to you just in case you don't have it. I want to make sure you got both. Sending it to you now in case you didn't get the second one. And while he's pulling up the second one, I just sent it to you, Ash. The second one, of course, we started with the double-hearted pendant. How many of you know the enemy never plays fair? He's always subtle. The Bible says in Matthew, the 24th chapter, that one of the biggest things in the last days is going to be deception. And so he's trying to endeavor to deceive. The double-hearted pendant is the two pink ones that you see. But this right here is the actual pendant itself. It's a little gold pendant. I don't know if you can see it there. I think there we go. That's pretty good right there, guys. I think I did pretty good. Let me see to it here. There you go. There is the pendant. There we go. Can you see it? Looks so innocent, doesn't it? And from that, you had the double hearts, but that emblem down at the bottom that I was telling you about is called Clomal, Clomal, stands for Clomal. Sounds very in vogue, you know, like a designer. It stands for Child Love Online Media Activism. Child Love Online Media Activism. Clomal. Clomal. I want to inform parents so that the parents can know that they don't have to fall privy to these things, and that there's a community that is out there that feels like they have a right to be attracted to your child. And so, what we're saying this week, our children have rights. So, how can you make a difference? Go to Pat Bailey. That's my YouTube channel. Everything we have is on there completely free. Scroll down to where it says create awareness, okay? And then go to my Facebook. You'll see all the flyers. But if you would like them every morning in a package, no charge, no cost, nobody's trying to get you on a mailing list or anything. We just text you. And we only do that if you want us to keep sending the information to you. We won't infringe upon your privacy. So if you want me to continue to everything that's being exposed and uncovered when I get it, if you want it, if you're a children's church worker and you'd like to be able to have these things, just text me at 310-347-4524. If you'd like me to share with your group or come with a group of women, a group of men, to get with your children's church worker, maybe you're a denominational leader and you got a bunch, you want your youth workers and children's workers and to know about it, I would be so honored to do that. And so you can go there and 310-347, and like even today, everything that I'm talking about, the TED Talks piece that's normalizing it, when you listen to that TED Talks piece, and also remember what we exposed last night, it had that emblem, TED Talk emblem, supporting this as well. So when you go and look at this TED Talk piece, you say to yourself, really? So they really want us to accept that it's okay for our kids to be vulnerable to this. Or we did one of our flyers says that my child should not be at the expense of someone else's fantasy. Don't you just think that's normal, that we should have a right to protect our kids? And so this is all about protecting our kids. This is not hating on anybody. This is not anti anybody. This is pro protecting our kids. I need someone who cares that will say, Doc, send me this information so I can get it out. I will be a voice along with you. Thank God you're leading a type of a front, but you need some extended arms and some extended voices. So I'll make sure I put it on my page. I make sure I let other mothers, pastors, teachers, fathers, aunties, uncles, granddaddies, grandmamas, people that have children, let them know about it. And we're just going to continue to do it until we have to outflood media. Did you see one of the things that says online love media for children? Well, guess what? Through one voice, we've already had 1 million people that have viewed us. We're going to take this one voice platform, which is why we keep asking people to subscribe to the channel so that we can get numbers out, so we can keep bringing information out that will have a further reach. Our motive is to use this platform to be a voice. One God, one people, one voice. That's the piece that I was showing you earlier. All of this, I want to get all of this to you so that, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of the legislations, of the strategies, of the different strategies that are already in place. They're not already in place. They've already started executing them. We're going to have to outrun. We got a slow run on this, but we know that the greater one lives in us. We know that we have been given the authority. The heavens of heaven belong to God, but the earth has been given to the sons of men. We dominate, we rule here on earth concerning that which is just and that is right, and to fight to protect the innocence of our children. If you would like to get any more information, please take this YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram that you're listening to me on now and share. And in any way, in anything I can do to help in any way. I want to also, we may hop on tomorrow, but those of you that get the piece every day on your text, if you want that every day on your text, it has much more information because we're exposing the children's books that are already in circulation, children have access to, reading, and is desensitizing, and it's because they use the term pedophile acceptance. It is a preparation for pedophile acceptance. Again, let me say this. I don't hate any people. I am praying for people that don't know that they can be free. They don't have to be bound by those thoughts. And they don't have to be bound to say, it's nothing I can do. I just have to live with this. No, you can be free. And we know that you can be free. And for anybody that may be watching and saying, I'm bound and I've had those type of affections towards children. There is a prayer number. We love you, want to pray for you, and care about you. This is not a hate speech channel. This is a love people channel, because for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, and we love our children and we want our children to be protected. And if you desire prayer, there's a team of intercessors ready to pray for you, minister deliverance, get material to you, and someone help you walk through this, because there is help. And that is onevoiceprayer.com. Go to onevoiceprayer.com and intercessors are right there ready. If you want to call someone and pray and just even talk you through some of this, maybe you've never expressed this to anybody and you want to get it out and you've been tormented with these thoughts, you can dial 1-336-782-1228 and we will direct you, and we have people there to pray with you and direct you towards getting delivered and the help if you desire, that you would so desire need. You don't have to be bound by these entrapments of the enemy, not for one moment. And for us as parents and grandparents, and those of us that believe that it is our global responsibility of adults to protect children, I need your help. And let's not allow ourselves to lose this battle. We won't lose this one. We've lost some other ones where they gain ground. Not going to lose this one. And we're not going down without a fight. I want to hear from you. How do I want to hear from you? Text me. It's real easy. 310-347-4524. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, chat. I promise you I'll get back with you. And I believe that if you would take your region, if you all are in different regions, and I can give you the information and you say, hey, I'm taking this, I got this region over here. We're going to flood this until our voice outshadows, utters their voice. And we dismantle right now every plot, every scheme, every hex, every vex, every scheme. We expose the hand of the enemy. And we say concerning our children, they will be able to live out their destiny in Christ Jesus and live in a world that they're free. I felt that, guys, to have their innocence. In Jesus' mighty name. That's what I believe. Can you say amen with me? This is yours truly, Dr. Pat. Might hop on tomorrow. For those of you, for the morning devotions, you get them every single morning. 3 to 5 minutes. It's on your phone, boosting you up, giving you scriptures to stand on, flyers, video, morning, midday, evening, morning, midday, evening, morning, midday, evening. Simple. Morning, midday, evening. Flood social media. Go to the YouTube channel, Pat Bailey. Don't need a rocket science, not a hard name. PatBailey. Go there, subscribe, notification, like, and share. Subscribe, notification, like, and share. And let's galvanize an army and rally together for the sake of our children. If we don't, later on we're going to look back and say, wow, we slept on this one. But I believe I'm talking to people who really care. Got to get out of here because my grandkids going to start blowing this phone up again. They've already been calling. This is for them. See you perhaps tomorrow, okay? And hopefully